Hey, Nathen Daniel here. We'll see if we can get through this. This is the second time that I've tried to film this. I don't know where the first clip went. It literally disappeared. But anyway, here we are. I wanted to make a video today. It's Wednesday. We've been good at the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, so I want to keep that up. So we're just going to keep rolling. I woke up today, and last night was kind of rough. I was up all night tossing and turning. I found out that a classmate of mine was killed last night, and from high school, and I wasn't close with him at all, but it got me thinking that we've lost so many young people, not just in my town, but all across the country to such senseless reasons, to drugs and violence and alcohol. And I want to say it's sad, but it's not sad. It's disgusting is what it is, and it's so pointless. It's not necessary. And so I've kind of been dealing with that today, and it wasn't just because of that, but right before I started filming, I realized that I'm tired, exhausted, even. And in my line of work, I work on the phones a bit, and I have to pretend to be happy all the time, because since we're working on the phones, there's no other way for whoever we're talking to know how we meant something to be taken. There's no facial expressions or body language. So we depend on our voice a lot. So we're always smiling and we're always upbeat. We're overcompensating for the fact that people can't see us. And it was really bad when I was at the center, because I was taking calls over 8 hours a day, constantly on the phone, and it's really draining. And something Riker used to point out that I did, and I still do a little bit, but I'm getting better, is that whenever I was on the phone, I would change my voice. Not just with clients, but when I was talking to my dad, I would have a voice. When I was talking to family members, I'd have a voice. When I went out to the bars, I would have a voice, and at the grocery store, I would have a different voice. All these situations, I would change not just my voice, but my demeanor. I would carry myself different, with different friends, with different family members. I think part of it is that I wasn't comfortable. And even after years of telling you and telling myself to always be yourself, it's hard to put into practice. And I still do it sometimes, and more I've been doing it with my emotions than my demeanor and myself. At work, I'm not on the phones as much, but a lot of our stuff is email now. But when I'm on the phones, I have a different demeanor. I have to be happy. When I'm talking with my dad, I don't go into my problems. I'm doing good. And it's not because he expects me to be good or I have to be, but because he wouldn't understand what was wrong. When I'm around my friends and my family, for the most part, I don't let them know how bad it had been, because what good would it do? And all it would do is drag them down. And some of my best friends, my family, are in really good places now, and I'm happy for them. I didn't want to take from that. When I'm around my ex, I try not to let him know how hard it's been. Not because I don't want him to know it's hard, or not because he expects it to be okay, but because I don't want to be the reason that he's not moving on. So even still, and I think we all do it, I've been hiding my emotions a little bit. And that's one of the great things I like about YouTube is that I don't feel like I have to do that. I can be myself, and through being myself, sharing exactly how I feel, exactly what I'm going through, um, I feel like I'm helping people because I get messages all the time from you people letting me know that whatever the video topic happened to be that day, that you related and that you were going through the same thing. And for one, it helps me to not feel alone, but for two, it lets people who watch my videos know that they're not alone either, which is the main reason why I started YouTube. I feel like I do something different with social media than a lot of people do, because I don't hide how I feel. A lot of people on social media, and I think it's really natural and they don't know they're doing it, is they only share the good. So we look on Facebook and some YouTube and we see these people with perfect lives. And then we look at our own life and so not perfect. And I think it's natural for people to share that way because they want to share the good things in their life. Why would they share the bad? And so that's something I do with my social media. And I noticed this past weekend when I was meeting some friends that I hadn't seen for a while out of town. I see them online a lot, and they have their stuff together. They have good jobs and great friends, and they've moved. And we got talking and really talking, and realized out of all of us, I wasn't alone. None of us had our stuff together. None of us had it figured out. And so that just goes to show what we're showing to the world. And what we see online or see in people's lives, we never really know what they're going through. And I think it's important to remember that, because we have a tendency of getting so wrapped up in our own self and our own emotions that we forget that other people are going through things themselves as well. We forget to stop and think about what is going on in their lives. Sometimes we even forget that they have whole lives just as brilliant and as vibrant as ours. And I think it's important to take a second and remember that everybody is going through something. Everybody has a life, and it's never perfect. Everybody has their own challenges, their own demons. So yeah, I didn't really know where I was going with this video, but I think that's a good takeaway. I think that's a really good takeaway, that we never really know what somebody's going through, and it's important to stop and take time to think about that before we make harsh judgments, or before we snap out at somebody and whatever. But anyway, that is what I have for today. Earlier this week, I posted about a trip that I am planning to go across the country and spend time on the West Coast. If you want to know a little bit more about that, be sure to check that video out. There's a link on the end of this video. If you want to look at my Patreon account that is also connected to that trip, the link is in the description box. I am really happy that a lot of you have started to reach out to me more on other social media. I love being able to talk to you directly rather than just comment back and forth. So if you want to connect with me, you want to get into my DMs, go ahead and follow me on other social media. It's at Nathen Daniel on Twitter, at Nathen Daniel 03 at Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Musical.ly, now Patreon. So it's just another way we can connect. I share a lot more of my life on Snapchat than I can here, so that's good. But anyway, that's all for today. And remember, until next time, be loud, be heard, but most importantly, be yourself. See ya.